Now I'm going to show you guys how you can make super crazy montages just like this brand new Lil Tecca music video. Diamond Visuals and NoahSoCold absolutely snapped on this, so make sure you guys go follow them down below. But just before we hop into this, I got to shout out my editing pack store that'll be linked below. On there you can grab a bunch of editing packs and presets that are super fire and easy to use inside of programs like Premiere Pro, After Effects, Final Cut Pro, and pretty much all the programs. So if you guys want to check them out, it'll be linked down below, and you guys can use code 15OFF to save yourself 15% off anything. Let's hop into this video. But open up inside of Premiere Pro, we have the effect / transition that we're going to be recreating today. So I'm just going to play this through for you guys. Super clean, super creative. Let's recreate this using Premiere Pro and Photoshop. So starting off, this is going to be a little bit different than the way you do it on your footage. Opened up inside of Premiere, we're just going to be using the screenshots from the music video to recreate this. Whereas with yours, you'd have the actual like video here of his arm waving. So we're just going to be using a screenshot. So keep that in mind. For yours, use your actual footage. So the Lil Tecca Bad Time music video, we have all the clips inside of here. And basically what you want to do for this is we're going to take a screenshot of this and we're going to save it to where we want on our computer. I'm going to call this screenshot, hit choose. So I think the easiest, there's one of two ways you could do this. You could have to do it inside of Photoshop or you can do it inside of Premiere Pro here. So just to show you guys the Premiere Pro example, we're going to have our clip just like so here, and we're going to drag this clip on top of it. We're going to cut it, we're going to unlink it, and we're going to delete the audio part. So we have this clip right here, as you guys can see. So what you want to do is we're going to hit E on this clip, and then we're going to look around this area right here. We're going to click on our clip that's now turned off. We're going to go over to Effect Controls. We're going to hit opacity, and make sure you're still clicked on this clip because we're going to be outlining this with the clip off. And you guys are going to see what I mean in a second when I turn the clip back on. All we're doing is cutting it out with it off so we can see the area that we want it to be masked in. If you get this weird error where you can't make like a pen frame or like a click on this bottom area, go down to fit and turn it down like to 50%, or you can even do like 75 so you can still see. And we're going to go back up, fill in this area, and then complete it. Now what you could do is turn this back on here, and you guys could see we have a cutout of the area just like that. Now what I recommend doing is you guys can see his arm moves here, right? So we really don't want his arm to move like that. And if we play the full clip there, you can see it goes through everything there. So to match with his arm moving, all you really have to do is click on it, go over to your opacity here. Under mask, you're going to turn on mask expansion and mask path. Do all of them. So then when you turn the clip back off here, so we move frame by frame here with this off, click on it, click on opacity, click on the mask. If we move through, you guys can see his hand is now out of the way a bit. So we're just going to move just like that. So now it fills in, and then when you turn our clip back on, it's not going to be covering a part of his hand. Now, just for the sake of this tutorial, I'm not going to do this for every single clip. You guys get the point here. You're pretty much just going to be doing this for the parts. It's going to take a while, but it looks super fire. So if we turn this back on here, you guys can see it's lined up with the first frame, and then it moves for the second frame. So pretty much once you're done doing that for all your clips here, and you have them all like individually placed from here to here to here, you pretty much will have an effect just like in the video. They pop up here, and they pop up here, and they pop up here, and then here. You're basically going to do what I did just for multiple parts. Now when it comes to the little blur effect that they have going on here, it's super subtle, but I really think it adds it together, especially when you play the beat with it. To do that blur effect here, go into project, you're going to right click, you're going to create a new item, and then you're going to hit adjustment layer here. Now under adjustment layer, you're going to hit OK, and we're going to drag and drop an adjustment layer in here, and we're going to cover it over this part here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over into effects here, and we're going to search directional blur. And I don't think I should do it on this clip just for the sake of it, because it already has it on it. You guys can see it's blurry right now, and then it goes out of being blurry, and then it goes back into being blurry, and then out of being blurry, then back into it. So let's grab a different clip from the music video, this one here, and turn the rest of them off. All right, cool. So we have this clip right here. On the adjustment layer, we're going to go into effects here, and we're going to search directional blur, and we're going to drag and drop that on the adjustment layer. Now inside of effect controls, what you want to keep an eye on is the direction and the blur length. So keyframe both of those, and when we turn up the blur length, you guys can see it's going to come from the top. So you want to change our direction at the very first frame to 90, so it comes from the sides. So let's start it a little bit blurred, just like here, and then we'll go over 1, 2, 3 frames, set it back to 0, and you can highlight these two keyframes, press Command C, and then just paste them at like random times. You can put them close, you can put them further away, close, further away. You're basically having it going from like 0 to 10 if we play it through. it's not like, you can see it's blur there, then it goes out of blur. And pretty much if you want to make it more intense, just move your, click on the arrow right here and then maybe turn it up here. Next one goes back to 0. This one, maybe make it a bit higher, back to 0. And that's that effect there. So if you pair that with the montage trick I just showed you guys here by putting your video clip in, masking it with it turned off. I use E to turn my clips on and off, which you can change by going into keyboard shortcuts here, going up into enable, and then where it says E, yours is going to say Shift E, hit the X, click on it, and then hit E, and then boom, you can turn them on and off using E, or you can right click, go over to enable and click that. But yeah, just basically cut them out. So we'll do it again for this part right here, just for another quick example. So we're going to hit E to turn our clip off, and then we're going to go into opacity here, hit the pen tool again, make sure we're still clicked on our clip, and then we're going to cut out this area. I'm going to do this super rough and not really take time with it, whereas I highly recommend you guys take your time with it and make them perfect. Once again, if you can't click here, click on here, bring it out, and then we'll go back into like 100 here. Boom, once again, I didn't take my time on that. And now if we turn the clip back on, you guys can see it fits perfectly in between his legs. If there's a little bit of space like this here, you guys can go into mask expansion and turn that up just to fill it. And then just like before, highlight all of these, and then as it moves, just go through and edit it, because he's going to move his arms or his legs or whatever moves in your footage. But yeah, basically just cut that coming in and out for different parts of the video, just like they did in this. You're going to want to be turning the clips like on and off like that, going throughout. So one here, one here, one here, and one here, or whatever floats your boat for your videos. And yeah, that's how you do that transition part. Now, if we move on to this part right here, which I think is even more fire, as you guys can see, it kind of has like these slide-in effects of these cutouts. So let's just do that on this clip right here. So now what you're going to do for your music video, which I'm going to do for this one, we're going to go into the video and look for certain parts that we can cut out and, you know, just make like slide in. So example, this one right here, we're going to do this. So we're going to take a screenshot by hitting export frame. Make sure you have import into project on. Hit OK, and then go into project here. You guys can see with the screenshot. We're going to go ahead and drag it inside of here, and let's change this back to fit. Now, what you want to do for your screenshot is go over into effect controls again. Under opacity, you're going to hit the free draw again, and you're basically going to cut him out to the best of your ability. Now, yet again, I'm not going to take my time on this. I highly recommend you guys zoom in a lot more and see exactly where you're putting these points and try and make it as perfect as possible. Or you can bring it inside of Photoshop and do something like the AI cutout. But just for the sake of this tutorial, to make it easier for you guys, I'm just going to do it inside of Premiere Pro here, just to make it faster. So now that we have that done, we're going to right click, go over and hit nest. This is super important, guys. We're going to go ahead and nest our clip. Now that it's nested, we can go ahead and add transform right here. Go inside of effect controls now, and if you move him to the side, you guys are going to see he's going to move perfectly just like that. We're going to move him out, and then we're going to set a keyframe for position, and then we're going to move a couple frames over, and this is where he's going to move back in. So let's go ahead and move it just like that. You guys can see we have him, boom, slide in just like that. Now, as you guys can see, you can extend your nested sequence here. So we're going to double click on it, go inside, extend it inside here, and then I will allow you to extend it here. Now you guys can see he slides in, but it doesn't have that motion blur like this does here. So to add that motion blur, all you really have to do is click on it, go over to these options right here, uncheck this little checkbox, and then turn up the shutter angle. You guys can see it slides in just like that. And we're going to cut it right there. And we're going to do it with another one now. Just find a bunch of random clips. So you guys can see there, he has this one slide in, and this one slide up, and then this one slide in. This one kind of just like directional blurs in. So I'll show you guys how you can do that quick. But yeah, for the slide in ones, just pretty much do what I just did. And then I'll teach you how to do like these ones right here. So let's go find another screenshot. Perfect. We'll use this exact one that they used here. Hit screenshot button again. Go over to project. Drag this in. Exact same as before. Effect controls, opacity. Hit the pen tool. Go ahead and cut out his fist here. All right, now that his fist is in here, pretty much what we're going to do to make it like the video one is all you're going to use is directional blur. You're not going to use transform. And all they did to make it come in is they went into effect controls. They turned up the blur length here. So same issue again. You guys can see if we apply directional blur, the mask is going to get in the way. So what we have to do is delete it, go over, nest it. And then if you add directional blur on top of the nest, you guys can see it's going to blur like normal. So pretty much what we're going to do is turn the blur up, and then we're going to make it 90 degrees. And we're going to have like this weird cutoff here. So we're just going to scale in to make that look more realistic. and then keyframe the blur length, and we're gonna go like 2 frames and turn it back to 0. You guys can see it blurs in just like that. So just like that, it'll come in. If you do it with multiple, just like this, it'll look the exact same as you guys can see there. Just a quick blur comes in. Maybe I did a little bit too much blur on mine. There we go. Looks great, guys. And yeah, that's pretty much how you do these montage effects. If you guys want to spice them up a little bit more, let's put you guys onto some sauce right now. We're going to add an adjustment layer, and then let's click option and duplicate a few of them. So on the adjustment layers, we're going to go into effects now. And under presets, we're going to open up the fast movement effects bundle pack. And if we go into V3 here and open up hits, you guys can see we're going to have a soft motion blur hit. If we add that in here, and if we add medium hit with flash, and then soft hit with flash, you guys can see you have these really nice hits and shakes that add energy. If we go ahead and turn them off here, compared to on, adds a nice little flair to the video, and they're super easy to go inside in effect controls and customize them. And inside of the bundle, you get V1, V2 here, and then V3, which has a ton of different presets and transitions that you guys can use on your music videos. I just showed you 3 of them here, but there are a ton. Super fire, super easy to use. You guys can grab that down below, and if you use code 15OFF, you can save yourself 15% off. Anyways, guys, that has been this tutorial. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe as well, and let me know what other videos you guys want to see below. And check out this video right here too. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.